and hip mobility work. I am trying to adjust the camera so that it's not angled so much, and it seems like I'm not going to be able to fix that today. So we're just going to have to deal with a little bit of angling. Whew. All right. Oh, all right. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little community, to make the suffering that we do on the floor stretching a little bit more fun, a little bit more bearable, so that hopefully we can get more flexible, we can move a little bit better, and we can get some side splits. All right, let's get into it. We're going to warm up with some hip cars. All right, first thing we're going to do is some high knees. Lift that knee as high as you can, directly in front. Work on those muscles. Lift, 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 lift. Oh, try your best. Open up that leg directly to the side. Try to keep the hips stuck in the same spot. Try not to start spinning all over the place. And then we're going to rotate this ankle up so that the ankle is as high as the knee. From the side, it looks a little bit like this. Ankle is as high as the knee. And I want you to keep going. Keep on bringing that ankle up, 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 until you can't go any higher. Your hamstrings might be feeling quite tense. That's fine. Bring the leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Feel the stretch here in the front, in the hip flexor, and that is one rep. Whew. Hello, everybody. Charles, Roxy, Che. And we got 10 of those to do on the left side, 10 of these to do on the right side. Let's go ahead and get started. Keep that core nice and tight and strong. Let's go. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's one high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's two high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's three high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's four high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's five high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's six high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's seven high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's eight high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's nine. Last one high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. Oh, man. Oh, if it feels like I'm working really hard, that's because I am. We're trying to use our muscles to bring our legs to the deepest, most extreme range of motion that we can get to. So when you are working on those hip cars, really work on contracting those muscles. When we bring our legs to the front to do that high knee, work on that high knee. Lift that knee just a little bit higher whenever you can, and do the same for all the other pieces. All right, other leg, let's go. Same thing, keep that core nice and tight. If you're feeling like you're a little bit off balance, feel free to lean against the wall, hold on to something. We care more about you trying really hard to get your legs to do the crazy stuff than we do whether or not you're like squirming at the same time. If you're balanced, if you're stable, it's easier to focus on the movement, and then you get a little bit more out of it. All right, let's go. Core tight, stand up straight, lean against something if you need to, and let's go. High knee, high knee, high knee, high knee. Lift that knee as high as you can. Open up that leg to the side. Rotate the leg. Get the horizontal first, then keep going. Bring that ankle as high as you can. Feel that hamstring working, then bring the leg down and back. When I say bring the leg down and back, I mean down and back, like it's straight behind you. Before, when we were rotating our leg, it was out. We bring that ankle up as high as we can, all right? And then when we go down and back, the leg is going straight back behind us. It's not as visible when I'm off the side and you're seeing the side view. So I was gonna give you a quick, better view from the front. All right, is that everything? That's everything. Bring the leg down and back. That's one rep. We're doing 10 of these. Let's go. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's two high knee. open, ankle up, down and back, that's 3, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's 4, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's 5, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's 6, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's 7, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's 8, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's 9, last 1, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back, and I think that's 10. Oh, those are some hip cars. Shake out your legs, do a little dance, wobble, wobble, shake, shake, move, and let those hips, let those leg muscles relax for a second. We're going to get back into it in just a second. If you're just joining in, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. If you need a little help practicing consistency, we do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we do this every day to build exactly that, consistency. So if you need it, if you enjoy the live, or if you're undecided, hang out for a little bit, experiment, play around, and let's work on that hip mobility together, okay? Whew. We're going to do reverse hip cars. All right, what I want you to do is keep that core real tight and start by bringing the leg back. Oftentimes, because of the first move, we tend to get super excited, and instead of just focusing on feeling the hip flexor right here, we start going "Wah!" and really kicking that leg back as far as we can. And when we do that, it's very common for you to start putting a whole bunch of pressure here in the low back. All right. If you want to do a couple of those, try your very best, get all stretched out. There's probably no harm, but doing a lot of those is going to make your back a little bit uncomfortable. So I want you to keep your abs, your core nice and tight, nice and strong, so that when you do kick that leg back, instead of having your back go like this and start torquing, I want you to keep that core nice and tight, so that when you bring the leg back, it looks like this. All right, let's go ahead and begin. Bring this leg back, lift directly up to the side, rotate that ankle up, rotate the ankle all the way down, bring that knee up, and finish by bringing the knee forward. Again, the whole time you can lean against something, you can hold on to a wall, you can hold on to a chair. Stay balanced, but focus on the intense stuff. All right, let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, that's 1, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, that's 2, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, 3, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, 4, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, 5, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, 6, 4 more, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, 7, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, 8, 2 more, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, 9, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, 10. Oh, that is reverse hip cars. We just did one hip. We got one last hip to do. Again, if this is feeling really intense, take a couple seconds to breathe. Do a little shake, do a little wiggle, relax the hips, relax the muscles as much as you can, and let's continue. Keep that core nice and strong. Hold on to something for balance. Let's do the other side. Start by bringing the leg back. Oof. Lift the leg directly up to the side. Oh. Rotate that ankle so the ankle's as high as possible. Bring the ankle all the way down. Lift that knee forward. That's 1 rep. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down, knee, that's 2, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, 3, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, 4, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, 5, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, 6, 4 more, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 7, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 8, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 9, last one, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 10. Oh, those are some hip cars. We just finished 10 reps going forward, 10 reps going backwards on both legs. And now we get to chill out a little bit and relax. The second warm-up exercise we're going to do is called the elephant walk. But we're going to set it up like this. We're going to fold into this L shape. If you are stuck a little bit higher, that's okay. It's part of the process. Try your best to bring your belly button down into the ground. You might feel a whole bunch of tension in your low back, and that is okay. That's normal. Just breathe. Try to relax. When your low back starts to relax and everything's starting to feel chill, and you're feeling it more and more in your hamstrings, then you know it's time for us to elephant walk. What I want you to do is bend one knee, straighten out the other leg, and I want you to bring that belly button down into the ground, all right? As best as you can. From here, we're going to switch that knee position so that the knee that was straight, or the knee that was straight is going to bend, and the knee that was bent is going to straighten. We're going to keep on switching back and forth while we keep on focusing on bringing that belly button down. Switch, switch, switch. You should feel a whole bunch of tension just underneath your glutes. That's where your hamstrings turn into tendons and attach to your pelvis, right here. So that is what you're feeling. Your hamstrings, of course, are complaining and going, what the heck are you doing? And you might also feel it in your calves and in your toes. If you're feeling a tingly sensation in your calves and your toes, know that that is pretty normal. If you want to Google something and figure out why it's tingly, it's often called nerve flossing, nerve stretching. And in the meantime, keep on switching from side to side. Switch, switch, switch. What I want you to notice is that suddenly maybe, hey, these aren't so bad. It's not nearly as awful as when you started. Your hamstrings are loosening up, and things are going okay. When you're feeling like it's okay, I'm going to ask you to make it a little bit harder on yourself. Keep on focusing on bringing that belly button down into the ground. Fold a little bit deeper. Keep going. 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, pop into a little bit of a squat. Come on back into standing. When you spend a lot of time forward folded like this, some of these lower back muscles start taking a nap, taking a break, and when we pop into a squat right before we come into standing so that we can signal to our bodies to get those back muscles firing so that when you're back standing, you're going to be able to stand nice and strong, okay? That was part 1 of warm-up exercise number 2. I know, that sounds a little confusing. I should just give them better names. But we're going to take that position that we're just in, where one knee was bent, one leg was straight, and we are going to keep on bringing that belly button down. But instead of switching our knees, focusing on our hamstrings, we're going to do some thoracic rotation. And open up that chest, open up that spine, okay? What I want you to do, pick a knee, bend it, other leg straight, fold forward, take the arm from the bent leg side, reach across the body, push against the outside of the straight leg, and use that to help open up that chest. Extend your hand up over your back shoulder thing right now, the only other hand you got left. And look at that hand. So your neck is also rotating. Try to reach back behind you and breathe. That's half of a rep. We gotta do the other side and that'll be 1. Okay, switch. Other leg is now bent. The leg that was bent is straight. Reach across, open up. Look at that hand. Breathe. When you feel like you can't reach any further, I want you to take a small inhale and then slowly exhale. See if you get just a little bit deeper. All right. Come on back down. That is 1 rep. We're going to do 5 of these in total. That means we got 4 more to do. Let's go. Other knee is bent. Other leg is straight. Push. Open. Look at that hand. Reach, 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 reach. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. And come on down. Other side. Inhale, exhale. Oh, that's 2. We got 3 more. Open. Look. Reach. Breathe. And again. That is 3. 2 more. Open. Breathe. If we are breathing too deep, too fast, you're getting a little lightheaded because we're hyperventilating. Slow it down. It does not have to be as fast, as intense as I do it, or as we're demonstrating. You gotta take your time when you need it. All right. Whew. Slow it down. Is that 4? Are we done with 4? Is this the last one? All right, let's go. Last one. I didn't get a confirmation of anything. I'm just going to assume that my gut instinct that it was the last one is right. 5. Open. Reach. Breathe. And back down. Other side. Last time. 1 leg is bent. 1 leg is straight. We're reaching the bent arm to the straight leg. Open up. Reach up. Look at the hand. Breathe. Exhale. Reach a little further. And that is our 5th and final thoracic rotation. We just did a whole bunch of stuff to help relax that spine. Maybe not really relax the spine, but rotate, work on that range of motion a little bit. Your shoulders are probably real tired. Shoulder blades back here probably have not worked that hard to reach behind you ever. And so your shoulders are probably tired. And that's okay, because we got nothing else that requires the shoulder, so we're ready to move on to warm-up exercise number 3. We're doing some Cossack switches. The Cossack switch looks a little bit like this. We are opening up our stance, nice and strong, nice and wide, and we're going to put that heel down over here on one side. We're going to try and squish as low and deep as we can on the other leg. From here, when you can, once you try and sit up a little bit, and not be super hunched over, if you can. If you can't be hunched over, that's fine. From here, we're going to scoot our butts over to the other side. We're going to pause for a second. We're going to squish nice and deep, get compact into that position. We're going to come back. That is a Cossack switch. And that is really hard. So let's pre-stretch, prepare ourselves and our ankles and our hips for that movement. All right? I want you to pop into sort of a deep squat looking position, like you're trying to do something on the floor. And fold that knee. Fold your knees into your chest while leaning forward just a little bit. When you lean forward, your Achilles tendon will feel that stretch here. Your calves will get all tight. They'll be getting stretched too. And that will help us prepare for the Cossack switch. Hang out here for a little bit. If you're wondering why we're not sitting back on our heels, why these are elevated, is because for a lot of us, as soon as you sit back on your heels, you'll start also falling backwards. And you won't be getting much of a stretch if you're falling backwards. All right, so lean forward, work on those ankles, fold into those hips, and give it a couple of seconds. If you're feeling comfortable here, add a little bit of wiggle. Do a little dance. Squirm around. Work those hip joints. And we should be about ready to do some Cossack switches. Let's go. If you're still hugging your knees, I want you to stick your hands down straight into the ground. You don't have to do any fancy stuff. No back, no forth. Just go hula, straight into the ground. All right? From here, you extend one leg out to the side. I'm going to I'm going to squirm over a little bit to the side so that more of my body is visible for the next part. What we're going to try to do is put this heel down on the ground. While moving from side to side, there's a lot of stability, a lot of balance that you need. Having that heel down is going to level up your stability, okay? So try your best to get your heels down. For some of you, that might mean, hey, no big deal. you're still able to get nice and deep and compact in this position. For some of us, you might have to be really high up off the ground, and that is absolutely a-okay. From here, we're going to scoot our butts over to the other side. Boom. And we're going to try our best to squish and get compact and get low as much as we can on the other side. Feel that stretch building in the hip, in the legs, and then we're going to come back. If this is challenging for you, and it is not going to be easy, put your hands down while you do it. The hands will give you a little bit more support, give you a little bit more stability, and it'll take a little bit, less of the strength requirement. That is enough to get us started. Let's begin. We're doing 10 reps of these. Let's go. Again, heel is down. Use your hands if you need it. Scoot your butt over to the other side. Pause. Squish. Come on back. Down. Pause. Squish. Come on back. Walk your hands over to the other side. Squish. And back. And squish. And keep going. I think that's 2. And back. That's 3. Keep going. As you get more comfortable in this position, I want you to try and sit up a little bit straighter so that your chest is not folded super far forward. And you might want to extend your arms out in front of you for a little bit of balance support. I think this is 5. Let's keep going. Keep going. This is 6. If you're feeling a little bit of discomfort here in the inside of the knees, I want you to focus on coming up a little bit first, coming across, and then sinking back down into the deep squished part of the stretch. So again, up, across, and then squish. This makes it a little bit easier for that transition phase, and hopefully that helps you continue. I think we've just done 8, maybe 2 more. Side, squish, back, squish. Again, last one. Side, squish, back, squish. And that is 10 Cossack switches. That's all of our warm-up. That sentence is a little scary. Like, wait, that's just a warm-up? Don't worry. This is a stretching show. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of hip mobility and side split training. The Cossack switch, in fact, from the crotch over that way, is basically in a side split position. You've been working on some side splits this whole time. You didn't even know it. You were just suffering on the ground. These are the side splits. Where am I going with this? We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, and hopefully to make the suffering on the floor that we do a little bit more fun. I try to bring good vibes to the internet so that we can suffer a little bit together, and hopefully with a little bit of consistency we can make a whole bunch of progress in our side splits towards better movement. Okay, we're into our stretches because our warm-up is done. The first stretch we're going to do is a hamstring stretch. And I want you to go grab something to pad your knee, okay? It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It could be an old flip-flop, a towel, an actual yoga mat. Yoga mat maybe you fold 3 times. Whatever it is, you just need a little bit of protection for your knee because this is how we're setting up the hamstring stretch. We're dropping one knee down on the ground. We're extending one leg out in front. We're folding our belly buttons down to our legs. Okay? Hopefully, you've gone ahead and grabbed something to use. I'm going to disappear off camera for a second to go grab something because I was cleaning the room and I have just figured out where I put the yoga blocks. Give me a sec. Done. I'm back. All right. I'm going to need this too. Yeah. Whew. All right. So grab your little piece of foam, whatever it is, decorative pillow, cushion, dirty laundry, all good. I can't smell the laundry. If you don't care, I don't care. From here, drop those knees down into your little bit of padding and take a look at what your hips are doing right here. I want you to keep your hips basically in this alignment throughout the stretch. Oftentimes, when we get into this stretch, you'll be tempted to extend one leg way out and you'll be like, haha, look at me, I'm so stretchy. That is going to have one side of your hip get really far in the front, and the other side of the hip get left behind way back over there. Your whole entire body is going to start twisting, and that is not the stretch that we want. So bring that leg back in. Focus on folding, keeping your legs straight, or keeping your hips straight across your body. Folding, bringing that belly button down, and keeping it nice and compact. Okay? That's the stretch. I'm going to turn around so you don't have to stare at the top of my head for the whole entire stretch. And you can do nothing different at all because you don't have to. I recommend that if you are starting and you know one leg is less flexible than the other, or there's a leg that you want to work on a little bit longer than the other, you start with that leg, because I spent a little bit more time explaining for the first go around, and then the other leg, we don't care about it as much because we don't have to explain as much. Cool? All right, let's go. Hips together, hips across, extend one leg out in front. Look at that leg. If you're immediately off balance, you can widen your stance just a little bit to help you with that. And if you don't need to, don't. From here, focus on the belly button, bring it down to the thighs. All right? Fold forward. If you start feeling a whole bunch of tension in here, in the backside, in your hamstrings, in your calves, in your toes, you're probably doing it right. This is exactly how it's supposed to feel. From here, I want you to breathe. I want you to try and slowly relax into a deeper stretch. If you feel like there's a whole bunch of tension here in the leg, I want you to imagine that the tension is reducing as you exhale. And hopefully your imagination becomes reality, and it's not just you pretending that it's relaxing. From here, we're going to start adding in some crazier movements, all right? I want you to take an inhale, a big one, in. Don't inflate yourself like a balloon. Try to stay compact and squished. And then we're going to slowly exhale. While we exhale, we're going to fold the belly button down into the leg and really focus on bringing the belly button down. And it's going to get way more intense. Okay? You ready? Well, you got no choice. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Now we're in a deeper stretch. It's going to be super intense, and that is absolutely what we want. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Again, try to relax all those muscles in your hamstrings, in your glutes, in your calves, in your toes. Breathe in and out. Try not to inflate yourself like a balloon when you inhale. Don't start standing up straight. Don't lose the stretch. And exhale some more. If you need to, you can stick your fingers into your hamstring, give it a little bit of a massage to distract your brain from how uncomfortable this stretch is, and breathe. Keep breathing. All right, it's time for one last inhale, exhale, and we'll get ready to do 30 seconds. All right, inhale. Exhale and fold. Our belly button is coming down towards that leg. We're getting to a deeper stretch and folding deep. I think that's it. We're ready. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Again, feel free to massage that hamstring. Stick your fingers right into that muscle and go, ha. Be distracted by how uncomfortable this is with my fingers massaging your hamstring. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Words. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19. Keep on breathing. Don't hold your breath, no matter how uncomfortable it is. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Bring that belly button down. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come on out of that stretch. Bring that leg in. Oh, that is our first hamstring stretch. While you try to have that leg recover, take some nice deep breaths. Relax. And switch over to the other side. Drop the knees. Again, we're keeping those hips square. Switch the leg that is out in front. Open that stance if you need to for balance. If you don't, don't. From here, focus on bringing that belly button down to the leg and let's go. Fold. That is our hamstring stretch. Breathe. Relax. If you've been really trying to bring your face into your knee this whole time and you're feeling a whole bunch of tension in the back of your neck and your shoulders, you're working too hard. This is a stretch that comes from the hips. It's coming from the belly button coming down. If you are turning yourself into a little ball, you're working a little too hard. All right, relax the upper back, relax the neck, and let's continue. Hopefully, you've been feeling how intense your hamstrings are feeling, and you've been breathing like normal, trying to imagine your legs are relaxing. Imagine your glutes are relaxing. Imagine your calves are relaxing. Imagine your toes are relaxing. And with enough imagination, hopefully, your muscles actually react the right way. Let's continue doing the inhale, exhale, fold. All right, inhale, exhale, and fold. Focus on bringing that belly button down into the ground and breathe, relax, chill. When your hamstrings really are so tight that you can't focus on anything else, stick your fingers into the massage, wiggle, twist, distract your brain from the intensity of that stretch. Breathe, relax, relax the glutes, relax the low back. Sigh, exhale, and we're going to do one last inhale, exhale, and then we're going to be done. Inhale, exhale, and fold. Bring that belly button down into the ground. Fold, 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 fold. And it's time for 30 seconds. Let's do it. 30, 29, 28. Don't hold your breath. Keep on breathing. 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. Relax. Let your hips chill out. Let the low back relax. Let the glutes relax. Massage the hamstrings so that you're distracted from those. Let the calves relax. Let the toes relax. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on out of that stretch. That is our hamstring stretch. If it felt like we spent a whole bunch of time in that hamstring stretch, it's because we did. We had a whole bunch of other stretches that require your hamstrings to be prepared. So we prepared the heck out of your hamstrings. All right, that is our first stretch. We're going to move on into stretch number 2. It's a little bit more chill. You can sit down on your butt and try to relax from there. That cushion you were just using, you can toss it off to the side. We don't need it anymore. At least not for a little bit. I want you to sit on your butt. The second stretch that we're doing is the butterfly stretch. And I want you to do this up against a wall so that the back of your head, your shoulders, your mid-back, your butt, all supported by the wall. From here, we're going to bring our feet together. We're going to pull our feet in. We're going to get to this position where our knees are probably pretty high up off the ground. The goal of this stretch is to stretch out the groin muscles here in the center. And the way we do that is by bringing the legs down into the ground. I want you to get stronger every time we stretch and work out together. So I want you to use your own muscles to pull your knees down. I want you to use your outer thighs. I want you to use your glutes to open up those legs. All right, I'm going to pull up my pants so there's a little bit more material in my pants and I don't rip a seam or something. And let's go. Pull those legs in. Push your butt against the wall. Push your back against the wall. Bring those knees down using your own muscle power. Down, 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 down. Once you've gotten as deep as you can go using your own muscle power, and you're feeling that stretch building here in the groin, we're going to take our hands. We're going to push down just below the knee and apply a little bit more power. Open up those hips. When you do this, you're going to feel some tension in the back of your head, maybe in your shoulders, and that's because your arms are pushing your legs down, but they're also pushing your back into the wall. And because there's a wall there, you're pushing your head into the wall, and that's what you're feeling. All right? We're holding this for 30 seconds. Try to get deeper. Relax. We're holding, but not holding our breath. All right? 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Breathe. 25, 24. Open up those hips. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. If you're really using those hip muscles, those glutes to open up your legs, you can give yourself a break. You don't have to hold them the whole entire time. Try to relax. Oof. And when you relax, see if you can actually push yourself deeper into the stretch. Once you've relaxed for a little bit, 15, 14, 13, you can see if you can use those muscles and pull yourself deeper into the stretch. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Oh, let your hands go. Whoa. You might be feeling quite a bit of pressure in your wrists. Once your arms are gone, you might notice your knees are starting to pop right back up, and that's absolutely okay. If they're not coming back up and you're holding them down with your really strong outer thigh muscles and glutes, amazing. That's super good. And from here, we gotta start moving again. A lot of the time, once you've been holding this for a while, your legs start falling asleep and they stop moving so well. And you start feeling like you're kind of stiff. If that's the case, you can lift your knees with your hands, shake them out a little bit, shake some sense into them, and then when they can flap like the wings of a butterfly, you're probably ready to move on into our third stretch, the pancake. Oh, I see a couple of comments. I'm going to crawl over to the camera and take a look. I'm way too far over here, usually. We got thank you, Lou Baby. I don't know what that means, but you're welcome. Let's go. We're going to move on into the third stretch, standing pancake. The reason why we do the standing pancake is because gravity is able to help us out the most when we're doing the standing pancake. You're probably able to get as much support from gravity in a certain seated position, but it's not the same, okay? And I'll talk about why in a second. All right, pancake. What are we doing? We're trying to fold our upper body down into our legs while our legs are wide. And it looks a little bit like this. Ooh. And we're going, and we're going, and we're going, and we're going, and we're going. Oh, and it gets really, 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 really intense. The goal is to do this. Pop. I don't know why I need that sound effect every time, but I like it. The clap. All right. And because it's so hard, we want gravity to help as much as possible. Okay? Why make us suffer and not put gravity to work? It's already there. It's free, and we want it to be maximally useful. So I want you to try your best to get your upper body into this horizontal position as much as possible, okay? When you do this, gravity is going to feel way more intense pulling you down. And on top of that, if you extend the lever, if you lengthen the lever, which is your upper body, and you stick your arms so that your biceps are by your ears, it'll feel even more intense. It'll feel crazy. If you want to take this to the next level and you want to get even crazier, you can hold like a 1, 2, 3 pound dumbbell, a water bottle, a big water bottle, out in front of your head, and it will feel crazy, crazy, crazy intense. All right? That's what you got to do to make the pancake feel way more difficult and have gravity do most of the work. Cool? So, what did we cover? We covered folding. We covered the stretch. If you are feeling sore, if you're feeling really tired today, you can rest your butt on a chair, on a stool, and still get a lot of this stretch, all right? And it will take a lot of pressure off of the inner thighs because your butt will be resting on something. So go ahead and take a second to do that if you need it. Otherwise, we're ready to go. You can see if you can open up your legs a little bit wider if you want. And we're going to fold forward. Fold, 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 fold. Bring that belly button down towards the ground. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Bring the belly button down. Breathe. Down some more. Breathe. Down some more. Now, try and straighten out your upper back just a little bit so that it's easier to extend your arms out in front of you. And we're here. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30. 29. 28. Keep on folding. Bring that belly button down into the ground. 26. 25. 24. 23. So the reason why I said that it's not quite the same standing pancake versus seated pancake is you can shift your legs while you're in the standing pancake. You can bring your belly button down lower, and it'll bring you into a more intense stretch. You can't access that range as easily in a seated pancake, but you suffer much more in the standing pancake for it. So, okay, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Put your hands down. Pull yourself out of that position. Oh man. Bring your legs together. You might need to wiggle your toes in, wiggle your heels in, wiggle your toes in, wiggle your heels in, wiggle your toes in, wiggle your heels in, until you get back into something that resembles standing. If you did a really intense standing pancake and you really tried your best to get as deep as you can, you might be in a situation right now where you're basically barely waddling. You're in penguin mode, flopping around from side to side, and that, for the moment, is okay. As you move, as you waddle, as you wiggle, and some control comes back into your legs, get ready to do something different. Part of the reason why the pancake is so rough, and part of the reason why we spend so much time in the hamstring stretch, is because of the pancake. The pancake stretch has definitely got the potential to be the most intense, the worst stretch of the whole entire show. And is because you're putting a whole bunch of stress on two different muscle groups at the same time. One is the inner thighs, right? Those muscles are getting stretched when you get into that wide position. And then to make things worse, you're just hanging out in this wide position. So the muscles have to contract to hold you together. And the deeper you are, the weaker those muscles tend to be in that position. And so you're just suffering the whole time. So there's this on the inside of the legs. And then, to add to your misery, we fold forward as far forward as we can, and you're feeling a whole bunch of stretch in the hamstrings. If we had not pre-stretched the hamstrings, you would have just struggled to get a whole bunch of benefit out of the stretch. Because we pre-stretched, you spent so much time warming up those hamstrings, getting that maximum range of motion unlocked in the hamstring stretch. Hopefully, while we were doing the pancake, you're able to relax more into the forward fold and get a little bit more out of the pancake. With that long, rambly explanation about why we do things the way we do, hopefully your legs have regained some sense of balance and some sense of control. We're going to move on into our fourth stretch. You got the option between the figure four stretch or the pigeon. If you are regular, you know exactly what you like, you know what you want to do, go ahead and start doing that. For the rest of us, I'm going to explain, I believe, the figure four today. I'm pretty sure I did the pigeon last night. So, for both stretches, they both end up looking a little bit like this. We're taking the leg, we're crossing it just above the knee, so it does this thing that looks like the number 4, why it's called the figure 4 stretch. We're going to grab that leg, we're going to bring it up to our belly button, we're going to bring our belly button down to our leg, and from the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. We're going to feel the stretch here in the glute, in the side of the hip here. You might also feel it here in the legs and here in the hips. That is the basis for both. In the pigeon, you're going to be laying down on the ground. In the figure 4, you're going to be laying on your backs, and you're going to be pulling your own leg in. So let's lay down and do the figure 4. I'm going to face my legs towards you guys and try to scoop my butt as far back as possible so you can... Never mind. Why can I not figure out how to get here comfortably? Okay, here we go. We're crossing one leg over here. Again, it looks like the number 4, but now upside down. And we're taking our hands, we're reaching through the triangle we just made right here and around that other leg. And we're bringing that leg in towards our chest. Oh, ho, ho, man. That's a stretch. But we're not over yet. This is just the beginning. I want you to pull a little bit deeper. Pull that leg in towards your chest. Breathe. Pull some more. Breathe. Pull some more. And we're ready. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30. 29. 28. 27. All right, I guess I'm staying here. I usually try to turn around to show you the hip, but my arms don't reach anything to help me spin. 25. 24. 23. 22. 21. 20. 19. 18. 17. 16. 15. 14. 13. 12. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, relax those leg muscles. Relax the arm muscles. Just chill for a second. Let your arms flop to the side. Let your hips and your legs drop from side to side. See if you can get a little bit of a stretch here for your spine. And breathe. Once you've done a couple of those, we're ready to move on to the other side. Let's go. Come on back. Ugh. We're crossing one leg just over the other, creating that triangle in between our legs, reaching through the triangle around the leg, pulling that leg into our chest. Pull, 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 pull. Oh. Breathe, pull some more. Breathe, pull some more. Breathe, pull some more. And let's get stretching. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. This is a stretch where it's really easy to get tired and just chill. Don't do that. Pull your leg in. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Oh, man. It's over. Whew. That is our fourth stretch. If you want, you can go back to letting your legs drop from side to side. Let your low back relax a little bit. But otherwise, we're ready to get into our fifth and final stretch. We're doing some side splits. Come on up off the ground and let's talk about side splits. But before we talk about side splits, there's actually two other things I want to talk about. One is, if you don't know why we're here lying on the floor, it's because we do 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering we do on the floor a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining, so that we actually do it. And hopefully that combination of things, consistency, community, some entertainment, helps us get into much more mobile, much more functional situations and, get some side splits. Now we gotta talk about safety. All right, side splits. I recommend you stand 8 to 12 inches in front of a wall. Okay? 8 to 12 inches for most people is like 1 footstep, a footstep and a half, maybe 2 footsteps if you want to be a little bit further from the wall. That's fine. From here, when we get into side split position, if you lose balance and you start falling backwards a little bit, you go, oh no, I'm falling. Most of the time, your butt will just rest against the wall and everything will be fine. You'll have leaned back a little bit. Cool. And you can come back into your stretch and you're back and everything is cool. You don't have to use a wall. If you want to have a bed behind you, a couch or something like that, that can work just fine. It just tends to be the case that if you start falling backwards into a couch, into something really soft, it'll squish and then you'll fall right out of your position and you have to reset and redo the whole entire thing instead of just bouncing forward and coming back into a side split. If that makes absolutely no sense for you because you haven't done a side split with me yet, don't worry, just stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. It will keep you from falling backwards and it will keep you feeling safe. Okay? So, everybody else, my little string for keeping my pants up is loose and now it's dangly. We are getting to some side splits. Open up your legs as wide as you comfortably can. Doesn't have to be crazy. Doesn't have to be super, 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 super wide. Just as wide as you comfortably can. If you are feeling some pinching sensations here at the hip, it's not feeling so good, you've gone too far. That is not comfortable, right? Bring your legs in and you should be a little bit more comfortable. From here, we're going to focus on the belly button. Fold that belly button deep into the ground and whew, this might look like the pancake that we were just doing. If it does, you are absolutely correct. From here, try to get your hands on the ground for a little bit of support. If you can't quite reach, feel free to use a yoga block or a stool to help elevate your hands. All right? You don't have to use any of these. They're all optional. And if they make things easier, make it easier for you to balance, a little easier for you to support yourself, go ahead and use those things. There's one thing to keep in mind. If you're leaning really far back and you think your tiny little stool is going to keep you from falling backwards, you are crazy. This thing is light. If you start falling backwards, it's coming with you. So try to lean forwards onto your stool and make sure you're using the stool. All right? So from here, we're going to do the most important thing of the whole entire show. We are going to rotate this leg to get into a deeper side split position. What does that mean? Right now, this foot is flat on the ground. I mean, I guess both feet are flat on the ground, but one leg is way far out off camera. So, from here, I want you to rotate this leg back. And it looks a little bit like this. Rotate. Now, instead of you having your foot flat on the ground, your heels are down, your toes are up, your knees are pointing up, your quad muscles are pointing up. This is important because it rotates your thigh bone so that it doesn't get into the way of your hips. We want to do that thigh rotation thing on both sides so that your toes are pointing up on both sides. And our bones are now in position for a side split. All we got left is to work on our muscles. So whether or not you have your hands up on a stool or have them down on the ground, we're ready to chill and breathe and relax and see if we can get a little bit deeper into our side split stretch. Whew. As you slowly drift down into the stretch, however you can, add in a little wiggle from side to side, see if you can break the friction holding your legs back. You can mess around with where your hands are. If they're really far forward, like they were when I recommended you use the stool and you were leaning into the stool, you should feel a stretch here in the inner thighs, and that is good. That's great. If you walk your hands back towards your hips, you will shift your weight back. Your chest will be a little bit more upright, and you'll feel more of a stretch here in the hamstrings. You need a little bit of both to get into the side split, so it's okay to do either. All right? I hope you're as deep as you can get now. 30 seconds, let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27. If this feels really intense, it's because it should feel really intense. Just breathe. Try to relax as much as you can. Imagine those calves relaxing. Imagine those toes relaxing. Actually have them relax when you can. Let it chill. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Walk your hands forward. Bring your knees in. Grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to, and that is our first side split. We just put a whole bunch of tension into our legs. Those muscles, whether they wanted to or not, they were contracting, they were fighting that stretch. And what we're going to do now is we're going to shake out that tension, relax as much as possible so that we can get into a really deep second side split, a really deep third side split. All right, let's Go. Come on up into standing. Oh, grunt, groan, waddle around like a penguin if you need to, and find enough balance so that one leg is supporting most of your body weight. And I want you to flick this leg out. What we're doing is shaking out the tension in that leg. I want you to shake, wiggle, flop. Your ankles are flopping all over the place. Your calves are relaxed to allow your calves are relaxed to allow your ankles to flop all over the place, and you're just shaking out the leg. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Switch to the other side. Shake, 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 flick, 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 flick. Pick up the tempo, drop the knee. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Add in your arms. Get loose. Relax. And once you're done, 5-10 seconds on each leg, we're ready to move on. Let's work on those hips. Same thing. This time, we are putting all of our weight into one leg. I want you to take the other foot, drop just the big toe down on the ground. I want you to focus on pointing your knee out and in and out and in and out and in and out and in. And as you get more comfortable with these, you can pick up the pace, you can pick up the tempo, and as you do that, you might get to a point, you don't have to get there today, but you might get to a point where you can get so lazy and shake so hard at the same time where this leg muscle, the quads, the thighs, start turning into jello, and you get to super relaxed state. Let me demonstrate. Shake, 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 shake. Man, as soon as I think about it and try to demonstrate it on purpose, it becomes really hard. There we go. Boom. Other side. My left side is definitely my easier side. Maybe because we started with the right side, it's a little easier. I don't know. Anyways, as you get more comfortable with moving that hip, moving those muscles, and shaking the leg from side to side, and also relaxing, your whole leg should start looking like jello, should be flopping, flopping, wiggling, wiggling, wiggling. You don't have to get there today. Just try your best. Relax those leg muscles. The less weight you have in the shaking leg, the easier it will be. And hopefully, with all that explanation, all that time, your legs are feeling all relaxed, because we're going to get into side split number 2. Let's go. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall so that your butt has something to rest on if you start falling backwards. And we're ready to begin. Open up those legs. Breathe. If you're feeling a whole bunch of pinching here at the hips, it's feeling a little uncomfortable, you've gone too far, bring your legs back together. From here, we're folding. We're bringing the belly button down into the ground. Whee! Boom. Put your hands down. If you need to elevate them because you can't reach, feel free to grab something to do that with. From here, we're doing the most important thing in the whole entire life. We are rotating this leg so that the thigh bone gets out of the way of the pelvis so that you can actually get into a deep side split. No, I won't go into any more anatomy. Let's just do the movement. This foot is now flat on the ground. We're going to rotate the leg back so it looks like this. Rotate, 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 rotate. Boom. Your heels are down. Your toes are up. Your knees are pointing up. Your quads are pointing up. If you're in less deep of a position, it might look more like this. It might just be pointing out. If you're in a deeper position, it might look like your toes are pointing straight up into the air. That totally depends on how wide your leg stance is. Okay? From here, we're going to not forget the other side. We're going to match on the other side. And, now that your thigh bones have rotated out of the way of your hips, and you can get into the deepest side split you can. You got muscle stiffness left. That's the only thing that's holding you back from a side split. Bring those hips down slowly. Breathe. Relax. And as low as you can get in this position is where you're going to be. That's fine. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. If you've been using a chair, use that chair. That's fine. If you've been using a stool, use that stool. Words. 22. 21. 20. 19. 18. 17. 16. 15. Walk the hands back towards your hips change up the stretch just a little bit. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Relax the calves, relax the toes, relax the hamstrings, relax the low back, relax the glutes. See if you can just sit into the stretch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Walk your hands forward. Oh, grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to as you come out of that stretch. Oh. We just finished side split number 2. We're going to come back into standing. We're going to shake out the hips, shake out the legs, and prepare ourselves for side split number 3, and we're going to be basically done with the life. Come on up. Let's go. Take your time. But also, let's go. Stand, waddle. And let's shake it out. All your weight is in one leg. You're flicking that leg out, relaxing the ankle, relaxing the calves. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Reducing tension in the leg. If your ankles are flopping around like this, that means your calves have to be relaxed. And the reason why we care about relaxation is because we don't want you to be moving like a robot, right? We don't want you to be stuck. We want you to be chill. We want you to be loose. We want you to be relaxed for the next side split. Keep on shaking out those legs. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And we're ready to take on some hip action. Put all your weight into one leg. Drop the big toe down on the ground. We're rotating the leg in and out and in and out. The rotation is coming from right here in that hip. The only thing that's moving is the thigh bone, all right? The rest of the body is not moving at all. The hips are not moving. The chest, the head, the other leg, it's not going anywhere. The only thing that's moving is this leg going in and out and in and out. When we do this, you add in a little bit of movement so that some of these muscles here in the hip can kind of chill out a little bit. But this is mostly about shaking out the tension in that leg. So if you lean real deep into that one standing leg of just that toe down, you can start shaking out that leg and getting more comfortable with that leg shake. You can make this fun, by the way. I mean, this is getting kind of technical. We're talking about shaking and shaking, but you can have some stanky leg instead. Relaxation is relaxation. All right. I talk about this method of trying to relax and forcefully trying to relax and shaking out the leg aggressively, but you don't have to do it quite that way. We got plenty of time to add in some fun stuff. Do some stanky leg, combine both legs at the same time. At the end of the day, we're trying to make things fun. We're trying to make things entertaining. So if that helps you stay consistent, make sure to do the fun things as well. Okay? Or fun things instead. You don't have to do the really aggressive looking crazy shake. Hopefully, with my ramble about fun stuff, you've had enough time to loosen up those hips, loosen up those legs. We're going to get into side split number 3. Okay? Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. And we're ready to go. Open up those legs. Breathe. Chill. See if you can drift deeper into a stretch. And if you've gone too far, your hips are starting to hurt, bring your legs just a little bit back together. From here, fold that belly button down into the ground. If you can, put your hands down on the ground. If you can't, that's totally fine. Use a stool, use a yoga block. From here, we're going to do the most important thing of the whole entire life. We're rotating the legs so that your bones get out of the way of each other and you're focusing on the muscles. Right now, our feet are flat on the ground. We're rotating the whole leg back so that the heel is down, the toes are up, the knees are up, and the quads are up. I forgot to mention this because I have done so many of these, I've forgotten that these are really painful. If your heels are hurting, it might help to wear some flippy floppies. Some foam for your heels. And you can also have some foam like exercise mats for the floor to rest your feet on. That will also help. All right. Other foot has also rotated, not just the foot, the whole entire thigh, the whole leg has rotated. We are in position for some side splits. It's no longer the bones holding us back, it's just the muscles. Sit, breathe, relax, sink deeper into the stretch. Your stretch doesn't have to look like mine. You might be much higher off the ground. You might be basically in a split already. That's all good. Everybody is going at their own pace. All right. from here, experiment with walking your hands forward and back and relax. Do a little wiggle from side to side. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Keep on breathing. Don't hold your breath. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Orc, your hands forward, pull your legs in. Grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. That is our third and final side split of the evening. Whew. We're going to stand up, we're going to shake out the tension, relax the legs, then we're going to do a couple of quick joint checks, and we'll be all done for the day, all right? Come on back up into standing. Again, grunt, groan, waddle around like a penguin as much as you need. Let's go ahead and start shaking it out. Flick that ankle out. Shake, 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 shake. You're trying to let that ankle relax and flop all over the place. When your ankle is moving like that, that means your calves are also relaxed, because if your calves are super tense, your ankles will not be going all over the place. All right? So once you've got that relaxation thing going on, keep on shaking out the legs. Shake, 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 shake. Imagine it relaxing some more. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. When you get really comfortable with all the different shaky, relaxing things we've done, you can start combining them all into one thing and make a hodgepodge of things while you shake out your legs. All right? We did a lot of this stuff, right? And we picked up the pace and we did this type of shake. You can add that in without dropping your toe on the ground while you're flicking the ankles all over the place. You can just start combining things. It's all about relaxation. How you do it, not that important. I demonstrated a couple of quick ways. Those are just little tiny tricks to help you get started. All right? Other side. Flick, 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 shake, 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 wiggle, 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 until your leg turns into a giant vibrating jello thing. And shake out that leg. Ankles are relaxed. Calves are relaxed. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Add in some crazy rotation and some hip movement. And, hopefully your legs are relaxed. If you weren't able to add in the fancy complex stuff, make sure that you get a little bit of relaxation for the hips. Stand with one leg holding all your weight. Drop the big toe of the other leg down. Rotate the legs in and out, 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 in and out. Make it fun. Do some stanky leg. And do the other side. In and out, 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 stanky leg. Combine it. Do both at the same time. Do the thing with your hands. I don't really remember how this works. I've only seen it in movies and videos, and I'm just going to pretend. Faking it till I make it. All right. That, hopefully, is a whole bunch of hip stuff. Moving around, helping your legs to relax so that we can go back to whatever we got to do for the rest of the day. All right. It's time to wrap up with some joint checks. We're going to do a couple of quick movements just to make sure your hips are feeling okay. And if they're not, you have some time to check them out and figure out what's going on. First thing we're going to do is hip circles. What I want you to do is slowly go through all of that range of motion with your hips and slowly feel that stretch. After the side splits, I feel a whole bunch of tension in the left and right side of the hip very often. So I like to hang out here, give it a couple of seconds, shift around, move, wiggle in that stretched out position until it feels a little bit lighter, a little bit less tense. And if you have a tight low back, you might feel it here. When you're leaning forward a little bit, you might even have the opposite. Your hip flexors are real tight. You might enjoy a nice stretch here in the front of your abs in your hip flexor by leaning back a little bit. Whatever it is, take a couple seconds and we're ready to move on. We're going to do a quick high knee on either side. We start the live with hip cars, and this thing appears right early in the beginning. So you should know how high you were able to get it in the beginning. If your legs are somehow not working and you can't lift your knee up anymore, now you know you got a problem. You shouldn't, but now you know you've got something to check. All right. From here, we're going to move on and do a squat with some calf raises. What I want you to do is keep your feet relatively close together, not super wide, pretty close together like you're just standing up normally. And I want you to pop into a bit of a squat. From here, I want you to fold your chest down towards your knees as much as you can. And then I want you to bring your knees forward, past your toes as much as you can. When you get into this type of position, your body weight is going to be centered kind of out in front of you. You're going to want to fall forward. To fight that, your toes should be working overtime, trying to grip the floor, holding you down. When your toes are working super hard, your feet, that arch of your foot should also be activated, should be gripping real hard, trying to keep you stable. And when you focus on pushing those knees forward, you should be feeling an intense stretch in your Achilles tendon. Your calves should be real tense. You can poke them to double check. Your quads are probably crying right now, going, what the heck? Can this guy finish talking and finish soon? Your glutes, your low back should be working pretty hard to just keep you balanced. All right. From here, I want you to do a calf raise. Focus your weight onto that big toe so that your heels go straight up and down. And just do a couple of those. If you need a bit of support, you can put your hands down on the ground or hold on to the wall, hold on to a chair. And once you've done a couple of those, you can come back up and relax. If you were able to do those pretty comfortably, pretty well, you had your toes working well with your feet, with your Achilles tendon, with your ankles, with your calves, with your quads, with your hips, with your low back. All of those muscles, all those joints were working pretty well together to help you do some crazy balancing stuff. All right? If you did that well, I think you're probably good to go do whatever else you gotta do for the rest of the day. Cool? Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in, practicing consistency, working on some side splits, working on hip mobility with me today. We just wrapped up. What time is it? Oh, man, we've been running long. We just wrapped up 73 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. I hope you had fun. I hope you're a little bit more relaxed now. And I hope you're proud that you just crushed some side splits. All right? I'm going to come over to the camera and look at the chat because I have not been doing a very good job of that today. And, I'll see what's up. Chunky at Effect House says, I'll be here tomorrow. Amazing. Thank you for coming back. Thank you to everyone that tapped. Oh, yeah. Thank you, everybody who likes the live and does the tappy thing. I am going to have to admit, I'm not a super avid user of TikTok or watcher of lives. So I appreciate all the things that you guys teach me about how to participate well in a live. So thank you for tapping. Thank you for supporting each other and telling us to tap. I appreciate it. User 1776852 sends a thumbs up. Tatted Wonder says, oh no, I came in late. Don't worry. We're here every single day of the week, Monday through Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's an hour and 15 minutes ago. Every single day. So you might have missed a little bit today, but you can come back tomorrow. Cool. What else we got? Patricia says Patricia. I'm not sure why Patricia just said her name, but that's cool. User 1324 says thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who's followed and hit live already. And I'm going to scroll real quick to the top, see what else I have missed. Nike said in the taps. Thank you. And Coyote says, feels good. Amazing. And that's the goal. It's to force your body into these positions that you should be capable of. You should feel solid once you can do them, once you're doing them. And hopefully we unlock that movement, unlock that position for you forever. And you can continue to feel good and do more stuff that you were never able to do before. Because that would be awesome. Makes, that's the real reward. Okay. My nose is super itchy. I think there's a lot of dust on the floor that I knocked up because I was cleaning up around the house, and now all the dust that was on everything else is a little on the floor, and now I really need to sneeze. Oh, okay, I'm good. Chunky says, thank you. I forgot to check the intro. You're welcome. Not sure if the intro has the weekend live info. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm going to give an intro. We do 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching every single day to practice consistency, to build a little community. So if you need help staying consistent, you want to get those side splits, but you can't sit and do the work that needs to be done, try to come back to this and the good vibes, hopefully, that I bring to the internet, the consistency that I bring to the internet, and what else? The fact that the live is basically the same every single day, so you don't have to work so hard after you figured out each of the movements, and you can just get into it, hit the groove, get out. Hopefully, that combination of all these things will help you master some flexibility. And what else can we ask for? Let's see. That's the live. So hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back, and we'll see you tomorrow. What time did live start? 9 p.m. Eastern. All right. I think I have basically hit the top of the chat. Travel Thoraxy says, needed this today. Lovely. I'm glad you're here for it. This came in pretty early. Yeah. All right. We have reviewed pretty much all of the chat. And Chunky you had a great come through. Oh, you had a great crowd come through. That's good. That's awesome. I need to do a better job of coming back and interacting with the chat. But when I feel like I'm running a little slow and the live is getting a little bit long, and I don't even know when it happens, I just explain one thing for a little bit too long. One joke or two jokes start running a little bit long. And all of a sudden I'm like, how has 78 minutes passed already? When I see the time and I go, oh man, we're running low on time, I start coming back to the live less, or coming back to the chat less often, so that we can, be a little bit respectful of everybody's time and get through the stretches as much as possible. And sometimes I'm just like, when did I talk so much? How did this happen? The reason why I'm saying this is because we have like a 16 minute video on YouTube. It might be less than 15 minutes. And also an older version of this live that is very similar that I made for Instagram at this point, like 8-9 months ago probably, that is also like 10, 12, 13 minutes. And so I know if we really focused on the exercises, on the stretches, we can get them done in about 15 minutes. They won't be as good because I spent a lot more time talking about relaxing, talking about folding, talking about getting deeper into the stretch before I start counting in this version of the live, so that we're in a deep stretch. We're already doing really good before the time is being spent in it. And so that adds a little bit, there's a price to that more effective stretch. But, in my head, I know it's possible to get most of this live done in like 40 minutes. But it is so hard for me to not talk, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I'm going. It's not like my mouth has stopped moving. So I'm going to keep working on that. I'm trying to shrink down the fluff, maximize the movement and the self-care that you appreciate, Chunky. And hopefully we'll get the show back to a slightly more compact version where we get all of the same exercise. I just do it at a slightly faster pace that doesn't feel faster. The goal is to not make you feel rushed, because when you feel rushed, you start getting real tense, right? And that's the opposite of what we want. So I'm trying to figure out how to balance the two. Add a little bit of humor, add a little bit of entertainment, while getting the stretches, making sure the stretches stay effective. And we'll try again tomorrow, because we're here every single day, all right? Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in. I appreciate the support, the good vibes. Hope you guys had a great stretch. I will see you guys tomorrow. Chunky says, I'm going to organize my space to make room for this. Amazing. Depending on how tall you are and how long your legs are, I think for most people, like a 4 foot by 4 foot square would be plenty. No, wait, I take that back. A 4 foot by like 6 foot square would be plenty for most people. If you got really long legs and you're also super tall, maybe you need a little bit more than 6 feet. But yeah, I move stuff every single day to do the live. Usually the floor has other stuff around it. I don't actually always have this ginormous spot available behind me that's completely empty. There's movement every day. Okay. I think that is it. Chunky, thank you for engaging in the chat and hanging out. I appreciate it. I think this is the first time I've seen your username, so I appreciate that you hopped in, tried the live, and started interacting, hanging out in the chat. I appreciate it. Okay, that's it for me for today. I appreciate all of the blah, 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 words. I appreciate all of you, and I hope to see you tomorrow, 9 p.m. See you soon. Goodbye. Closing out.